Hello world, Twist here, and welcome back to Raw Recap and Review. And today's episode is January 12th, 2026 from Dusseldorf, Germany. Yes, Raw, they're on their European tour. And if you enjoy WWE content like this, subscribe to the channel and like the video for more. Also, share the video to other wrestling fans or people you want to actually put on to the show. Maybe they can have this as like a little intro to them actually watching it on TV. Now let's get into today's episode. Like most Raws, we start off with a promo with Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, the newly crowned Women's World Tag Team Champions. They pop down to the ring. Uh, Rhea gets the mic first. She says Rio have finally put the Kabuki Warriors in their place and that they're ready for all challengers. They're ready to defend the belt anytime, anywhere. And Io Sky has the mic now. She says the Kabuki Warriors didn't know any respect and they forced them to respect them and that nobody is ready for Rhea. Her and Rhea go down. The Judgment Day pop out. Liv and Roxanne pop out. Liv, she says, well, she never lost her title. She hurt her shoulder and had to relinquish the belt. So she says that obviously means I'm next in line. So either you're gonna give me the belt, we can do it the easy way, or we can do it the hard way, where we take the title. But then Bayley and Lyra pop out, and the crowd goes crazy for Bayley. In Europe, Bayley has a crazy fan base. They sing this song, "Oh Bayley, can you be my girl?" type. They sing a song like that. The crowd's going crazy for her, and she goes, Bayley's like, Liv, you're right. You never lost the belt, but your girl Roxanne, she got beef for the belt, and I just beat Roxanne last week, so I think it would be better if we get the chance for the belt. They have all of a standoff in the ring. They're all looking at each other. And then the Kabuki Warriors come out of nowhere and they attack Rio. They attack Rhea Ripley, Io Sky. All hell breaks loose. They all start fighting in the ring. The number one team at the end of this brawl, Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, they're at the top. They're holding the belts at the end. And after that segment, we get announced that it's going to be tag team number one contenders match between those three teams involved. So Kabuki Warriors versus the Judgment Day versus Bayley and Lyra are going to have a match tonight. Whoever wins is going to be facing Rio for the belts at Saturday night's main event. After the promo segment, we get into an interview segment with AJ Styles, who's going to be facing Gunther tonight in the main event. And Jackie Red is interviewing him, and AJ says, wrestling is all about respect. And, he never fully agreed with John Cena and his ways, but at the end of the day, he respected him. And the way Gunther's been acting, disrespecting John Cena, he ain't going for that. He not going for that. And that's why he slapped him, because John Cena couldn't do it himself. And he said, at the end of the day, I'm going to make Gunther tap out like a little bitch. So AJ on that mode, man. He ready to get a dub. And before we get into our first match of the night, we get a segment of the Judgment Day going back to the locker room. And Finn Balor is in the back playing as himself against Cody Rhodes on the game. And Liv basically gives him like a pep talk, but also disrespect talk, saying like, you said you was going to be the leader of the group, but you up here playing the game. I'm trying to get the belt. Raquel trying to get the belt. Roxanne trying to get a belt. When you going to try to get your own belt? And then Finn's like, okay. He said, just watch. And that's going to be important later down in the vid. But now we're into our first match of the night. We have newly signed to Raw, Javon Evans, aka my cousin, the youngest OG, versus Bravo Americano, who was another member of the Americano clan. Javon faced Ryo a couple weeks ago, and now he's facing Bravo. We first get into the match. Bravo and Javon are staring down each other. They're moving around the ring. Bravo fakes like he's gonna exit the ring, leans away on the ropes so the referee can intervene, not to let him attack. That leads to Bravo grappling Javon. They reverse grapples back and forth to get up, and they have a stalemate. And then they start having the aura off, start flexing. Bravo puts his hands out, which leads to a fake dap with Javon. Bravo slaps Javon, hits him with multiple attacks on the ground. Then he has Javon on the ropes, and he actually gets on Javon's shoulder standing on the ropes. He gets down out of that. Then he hits the ropes, try to hit another move, and Javon on the ropes tries to hit him, but Bravo ends up hitting his nuts on the rope this time. And then Javon hits him with a big slap in return. After the slap, Javon's on the ropes, and he dodges a punch from Bravo, does a backflip out of that, and then hits Bravo with a Hurricanrana. After the Hurricanrana, we get into the bouncy Hurricanrana where he withholding Bravo, he jumps on the rope, does a Hurricanrana. After the Hurricanrana, he then lands a drop kick. As Javon's about to do his next move, Ryo, who's on the outside, gets on the apron to strike Javon. The referee then tries to get Ryo off the apron. That leads to El Grande Americano to kicking Javon in the face, which leads to Bravo taking advantage by slamming Javon on the ground. But that gets a kick out of Javon. After the kick out, Bravo gets into a choke, a rest hold. Javon tries to work his way up, but he gets slammed back onto the ground into a headbutt, and then another rest hold. This rest hold now, Javon fires up. He gets up, hits the ropes, big Superman punch, and then hits it with the bouncy enziguri where he jumps on the rope, boom, into an enziguri. It's Javon's moveset is insane, man. Which leads to Javon doing the big Undertaker dive to the outside. After the dive, Bravo's back in the ring. Javon tries to get on the top rope, tries to get on the apron to do a springboard. He jumps up, he misses it, it gets dodged, but he hits the rope, reverses Bravo, hits him with a big running knee, hits a 1, 2, get a kick out of that one. Bravo's still in it. That's when we get into exchange where we get Javon hitting the kick on the Bravo. But then Bravo hits him with a knee. But then Javon hits right back with another super kick. Which leads Javon try to do the bouncy enziguri again, but this time it gets caught by Bravo, who has him and then does an airplane spin. So he's holding him, spinning around. He even does a segment where he puts his hands down and he's still spinning around. It's crazy. That leads to Bravo after slamming Javon to get on the top rope, but he's taking a little bit too long. Javon instantly jumps onto the top rope. Big Spanish fly. That's basically a holding moonsault. Slams him down. Javon, hyped up, gets on the top rope, jumps up, does the OG cutter. 1, 2, 3. And that's the dub for Javon. You know, I get that match a 3-star match. It was fun. It was entertaining. You know, the Americanos still cheat, and it doesn't get any wins for them. So like at that point, like they're just jobbers. But Javon looks great. His moveset is fire. I can't wait to see what he does in the future. And it's crazy he's only like 21. But then after the match, though, the Americanos then proceed to jump Javon. They throw him over into the announce table. And as they throw him in the announce table, they're thinking of a way to how they're gonna hurt him more. But Javon is now on top of the announce table, and they all try to grab Javon. He jumps over them, runs all the way outside the ring, and that's how. And Javon is literally on the stage way, being held by a white man, saying you can't catch me. After that, we get a segment with Adam Pearce trying to figure out where Bron Breakker is, and Paul Heyman pops up, and he's like, "Where's Bron?" He's like, "I don't want to hear you say you don't know where." Yeah, okay. When Bron pulls up, tell him he not gonna be on no BS. He not trying to do that tonight. Pearce has had enough. He said, "No BS." He said, and Paul's like, "Okay, if he pulls up, I'll let him know." And speaking of Bron, the man he lost to, CM Punk now goes on to do a promo, and he hits CM Punk last week, beat Bron Breakker, retained the championship. It's Germany with the classic, "Is it good to be alive on a Monday night in Dusseldorf or what?" You know, he's getting the crowd hype. You know, he's telling him he plans to be the champ forever. You know, but anything can happen in WWE, like Cody Rhodes losing his belt. You know, but he says the WWE universe makes him feel like he can do the impossible. So, and he says the road to WrestleMania is coming up soon. He said, y'all got 2 chances to get that belt before y'all fight me at WrestleMania. He said, Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber. And so he's letting everybody know it's about that time. It's coming up. And he goes on to say he's looking forward to his next challenger. He thanks everybody and then proceeds to try to leave out. But then Finn Balor pops up. You know, Finn Balor, he's motivated now. He done had the Jones tell him he not doing nothing. So he popped out and he said he not waiting for the Rumble, not waiting for the Chamber, and he don't want no hands out. He said he out here because 2 months ago, Punk said when he got the belt, he wanted to fight top people that's gonna push him to the limit, and he named Finn Balor. So he was like, "Hey, I'm here." And Punk was like, "Okay, I get that." You say, you know, but where's your ambition? You know, you've been up there helping Dominic and all this other stuff. You ain't really been focused on the belt. I've been getting whooped. I've been fighting people. I've been doing war games, doing all this, but you want to fight me now? He said, okay, okay, that's cool. He said, you know what? Let's fight tonight. Dusseldorf. Germany. Let's get right for the people. And everybody's getting hyped. He said, I've been here for, and Finn goes, I've been here for a minute. Every timing is the most important thing. We're not gonna do it here. We gonna do it where I want a little advantage. He said, I'm not gonna have no help with me. I'm not gonna have my people with me. I'm not gonna have JD Don with me, but I want to have my people with me. In Belfast, Ireland, they're gonna be fighting next week in Ireland for the championship. Punk was like, okay, I want to apologize to the fans that you want to ruin it for him and not give him a match tonight. He said, but I also want to apologize to Ireland because I'm finna have a countrymen go to sleep. And that's how they leave on the segment with that. So they're going to be fighting next week for the championship. Now we're on to the second match of the night, and it's the number one contendership tag team match between the Kabuki Warriors, Lyra and Bayley, and the Judgment Day, Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. And it is actually a triple threat tag team match, so they actually have 3 women start the match, which is usually rare when they have like multiple people in tag team match. Usually it's only 2 people that start. But we have Bayley, Liv, and Asuka starting the match, and the crowd is singing Bayley's song again. And it's funny, Kyrie is on the outside, actually dancing to the song while this is happening. I'm like, man, your homie is in the ring about to fight somebody. You up there dancing. And this match is very high octane, tons of action. It was really hard to get my notes, but but the match starts off with Asuka rolling up Bayley. Liv then went to roll up Asuka, which led to Bayley then rolling up Liv. They having a back and forth. Bayley then gets a double boot. Asuka and Liv then tries to go for spears to both on the corner, but Liv reverses it, which leads to Liv hitting Bayley with a knee on the corner. Which leads to Asuka running over there and then attacking Liv on the corner. And while Asuka is attacking Liv on the corner, Bayley tries to pop up. Asuka kicks Bayley away from her, does a double bulldog clothesline combo, attacking both Bayley and Liv on the ground. But that leads to a pin, but that gets a kick out. Then Asuka kicks Bayley and then tags in Kyrie, which leads to other women getting tagged in the match. Lowry gets tagged by Bayley, and then Roxanne gets tagged by Liv. And now they're all in the ring now, and having a little standoff. As they're having a standoff, Roxanne looks up to Kyrie and says, "Okay, you wanna double team? Double team? So they double team Lyra. They slam her down, and then they Irish whip Lyra. And as Lyra's hitting the rope, she catches the rope. Roxanne drags down Kyrie on the ground. Place the Lyra rolling up Roxanne, which Roxanne turns that on into another roll up. Then they have a big back and forth between all the women. Lyra ends up getting Nightwing up on Kyrie and actually hits Roxanne. Kyrie gets out of that. She does her big rope attack where they throw her in the rope, but she jumps up and catches them with her feet. She ends up catching Lyra with the feet and then slams Roxanne with her, which ends up slamming Lyra with her at the same time. After that, Kyrie hit a big elbow on Roxanne, which would have her go for the pin. But as she's going for the pin, Lyra then tries to go for the pin on Kyrie. She kicks out of it. Lyra lands a suplex. Lyra then lands a suplex on Kyrie. She kicks out of it though. Both women, Roxanne and Kyrie on the outside. That leads to Lyra trying to do her big double drop kick to the outside. Kyrie gets out the way, but she hits Roxanne. Liv on the outside apron, just in the ring, attacks Lyra for attacking her opponent, which leads to them all going outside the ring, and now all the women are fighting outside the ring. And Kyrie's the odd man out, or the odd woman out in this segment. She's on the top rope, does a big elbow to the whole group. Asuka gets out the way, and then Kyrie grabs the camera, shaking it, getting hype, and that's how we get to the commercial break. We get back from the commercial break. Bayley, Asuka, and Liv are in the ring. Bayley slams Asuka. Asuka ends up doing a code breaker on Liv, and then Bayley gets hit but then Asuka gets hit with a knee. You have a triple down, actually with all the women, which leads to a triple hot tag. Lyra gets in the ring and knocks down everybody. She's hitting everybody. She's hitting Liv. She's hitting Kyrie. She's hitting Asuka. She's hitting Roxanne. Everyone's getting knocked down. But she does a move on Roxanne, tries to go for a pin, and gets kicked out of. Then we get a segment of Lyra with Kyrie on the corner. Puts her up in the top rope. She's trying to slam her. And then Asuka tries to stop the slam. Bayley gets in the ring to stop her. Bayley throws Asuka to the ground. She joins Lyra on the top rope to try to land a superplex, but then the Judgment Day get in the ring and they get into the powerbomb position. Big superplex spot, slam on the ground. All women are on the ground, but the only woman that didn't get slammed, Asuka gets up and then starts having Suplex City off, hits the Judgment Day with a big German suplexes. Then she tries to suplex Lyra, but Lyra tries to fight back. At least the Bayley trying to help, but then she fights off both of them, locks them together, double German suplex on them. After the German suplex, Asuka tags in Kairi to do the Kabuki special, the big elbow drop assisted, but the ref doesn't count it. The ref doesn't count. He says there wasn't a tag going on. A whole snafu happens between that. But then Liv is in the ring now, hits a backstabber on Bayley, and then now Asuka hits a knee to Liv, which then Roxanne pop Roxanne Asuka, and then Kairi does a back fist on Roxanne. Kairi gets on the top rope and then lands a crossbody on Lyra, but Lyra catches her, hits her with a backbreaker on the ground, holds her down. Bayley gets on the top rope, lands the elbow drop. 1, 2. Asuka saving the day, stops the pin, but that leads to Asuka getting thrown outside the ring. Lyra on in the inside the ring does a crossbody springboard right into the outside. But in the ring, we still have Roxanne, Bayley, and Kairi fighting. Roxanne does the pop rocks on Bayley, goes for the pin. 1, 2. Kairi saves the day, stops the pin, and Kairi and Roxanne start fighting. But as they're fighting, Roxanne hits the ropes and Liv tags in on the low. Kairi ends up throwing Roxanne out the ring, calls her a baka, but as she's not paying attention, as she's near the rope, Liv runs in, hits Oblivion on Kairi on the ground. 1, 2, 3. The Judgment Day have won the title shot. They will be fighting Rhea Ripley and Io Sky at Saturday night's main event. That's gonna be, I think, around. I think it's the 24th or the 23rd, one of those days. But yes, I give this match a 4-star match. Extremely exciting, extremely hard to write notes for. All the women got to get their spots in, and hopefully now when they do multiple man matches like tag team matches like this, they have 3 people in the ring instead of 2. So this was pretty fun to see. Now this is the end of part 1 of today's episode. Make sure you watch part 2 to to know about that main event between AJ Styles and Gunther. I'm Twist. Now go watch part 2.